in this part we'll discuss about kingdom fungi. Okay, so see, actually we started with biological classification according to the R.H. Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification. There are 5 kingdoms. First one is kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia, isn't it? So under that we have finished Monera, we have finished Protista. Now we are discussing Fungi. Okay, see, under kingdom Monera there were only prokaryotes. But which type of prokaryotes? Unicellular prokaryotes. Under Protista, eukaryotes. Which type of eukaryotes? Unicellular eukaryotes. Okay, but first time in the kingdom we are including, or R.H. Whittaker included, multicellular eukaryotic organisms. Multicellular eukaryotic organism. Again, what is an eukaryote? Eukaryote is an organism which is having completely developed a nucleus. What is completely developed a nucleus? It is having nuclear membrane, it is having nucleolus, it is having nucleoplasm, within which DNA is locked, or genetic material is locked. Triple N, remember, triple N, nuclear membrane, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, within which DNA. Then such type of organisms are called eukaryotes. In kingdom fungi, eukaryotic organisms are placed, but multicellular eukaryotes. Since fungi are eukaryotic, non-photosynthetic, they cannot prepare their own food material, and heterotrophic organism means which depend on other organisms for their food. Study of fungi is called as mycology. Study of fungi is called as what? Mycology. Their mode of nutrition is they are saprophytes, they are parasites, and they are symbionts also. Okay, saprophyte means they are growing on dead and decaying organisms. Parasites means they go and reside within the body of another organism. Symbionts means which form a close association with another organism. Okay, their mode of nutrition is various types. Okay, see here this example. Here the food is being spoiled, old food, and hence a cottony like structure is growing. This is nothing but fungi. If I deeply analyze, it is made up of these elongated thread-like structures are called as what? Mycelium. They are called as what? Mycelium. If we analyze deep inside the mycelium, there is a structure called as hypa. They are called as what? Hypa. They are so. Fungi are made up of mycelium. Mycelium is inside. It is made up of hypa. Okay. So this hypa, it is maybe septate. It may have cross walls, or in some fungi it does not have any cross walls. Okay, so if there is no cross walls, then number of nuclei within a cell will be more, isn't it? Because there is no cross walls. If there is no cross wall, then number of nuclei will be more than one. Hence such condition is called as a cenocytic condition. Cenocytic condition is the type of condition where hypa is having more than one nucleus. Why more than one nucleus is formed? Why? Because there is no cross wall between the cells. There is no cross walls. Hence within a single cell there is tube-like structure within which number of cells are present. Due to the absence of a cell wall, hence it is cross wall present. It is called as a cenocytic condition. Next, here very important thing to note down is the cell wall is made up of a chemical substance called as chitin. It is made up of chitin. Here reproduction takes place vegetatively, asexually, and also sexually. Vegetative by means of fragmentation or budding, asexual by the formation of simple spores. They may be zoospores or planospores. Sexual reproduction, it may take place by isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. What is isogamy? Isogamy is a fusion between the same type of gametes. Fusion between same type of gametes is called isogamy. Fusion between different types of gametes is called as anisogamy. The fusion between different types of gametes. See here, one is large, one is small. This is called anisogamy. Oogamy is always male gamete is small and it is motile, female gamete is large and it is non-motile. Fusion between such type of gametes are called as what? Oogamy. Okay, next. So here in reproduction within the fungi, especially the sexual reproduction, involves two major steps. The first major step is nothing but plasmogamy. What? Plasmogamy. And next one is karyogamy. Plasmogamy and karyogamy. Plasmogamy is nothing but fusion of the protoplasm of the two cell. Fusion of protoplasm of two cell, or fusion of cytoplasm is called as plasmogamy. Fusion of a nucleus is called as a karyogamy. Okay, these are the two important steps in sexual reproduction of fungi. Next, kingdom fungi, it is again subdivided into Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, and Deuteromycetes. Okay, Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, and Deuteromycetes. These Phycomycetes are called as green fungi or algal fungi. Why? Because they appear a bit green in color. Hence, they are called as what? Algal fungi, and they are almost aquatic. They are present within the aquatic, and their mode of nutrition is they are parasites or saprophytes. Since they are aquatic, they are called as algal fungi. Their mode of nutrition is parasite, that is they go and reside within the body of another organisms, or they are also called as saprophytes. Why? Because they go and derive their food from dead and decaying organisms. Here if you analyze the mycelium is branched mycelium. Mycelium is what? Mycelium is branched. Mycelium is branched without any cross walls. Without any cross walls means if you analyze internal structure, there is no cross walls within which number of cells are present. Hence, it shows a xenocytic condition. Here, reproduction takes place by asexual method. Asexual method, that is by production of spores. There are two types of spores, as I told. One is zoospore and another one is a planospore. Zoospores are the spores which are having flagella for their movement, hence they are called as zoospores. Aplanospores are the spores which are not having any flagella for their movement, hence they are called as no locomotory structure, hence they are called as aplanospores. Hence reproduction takes place by zoospores or aplanospores. Sexual reproduction takes place by the fusion of gametes. The best example for this is Phytophthora and Rhizophus. See here, this stem which has fallen down, which has started to undergo decomposition, and this is attacked by number of group of fungi. See here, saprophytes. See here, aquatic, it is present within the water. See here, parasitic, the leaf, within the leaf it has entered and it has started to undergo it started to cause the disease to this organism by utilizing all the nutrients. So it is parasite. Okay, then see here, it is branched hypa without any cross walls, without any septa, hence number of nuclei are present. Hence this condition is called as a xenocytic condition. This is about what? This is about Phycomycetes. Next comes Ascomycetes. Ascomycetes are commonly called as sac fungi. They are called as what? Sac. Why they are called as sac fungi? Because at the time of reproduction they produce a cover-like structure. They produce a cover-like structure called as asci or ascus. Ascus is singular, asci is plural. Sac-like structures, hence they are called as asci. See here, you can clearly observe there is a small bag-like structure within which a rounded spore-like structures are present. Hence, due to the production of this sac-like structure, they are called as sac fungi. They are highly branched. See here, they are highly branched. They are highly branched and their mycelium is septate. See, they are having cross walls. They are having cross walls. If they are having cross walls, then xenocytic condition is not present. Why? Because within one cell, one nucleus will be present. Hence, they are having septate. Next one is their mode of nutrition is saprophytic or parasitic. They depend on dead and decaying organisms, or they enter into the organisms of other living organisms. Very important point is asexual reproduction takes place by fusion, budding, or conidia. Fission is nothing but as we have already discussed in Kingdom Monera, fission is nothing but the fusion between the two cells. Okay, then or fission is nothing but sorry, not fusion between the two cells. One cell forms another cell by forming a small structure where a DNA gets separated and this cuts off and new cell is formed. This is called as fission. Another one is budding. A small bud appears on the surface, and then next one is conidia. See here, these are asexual structures called as conidia. This is an example of penicillium, and it has produced number of, this is the detailed structure, electron micrography. structure. See here, number of dotted structures are called conidia. This conidia released, and each conidia which falls, see here, it has fallen down. This gives rise to new mycelium. This is by asexual reproduction called as a conidia. Next one is sexual reproduction. Is here sexual reproduction takes place in a very different mechanism. See here, what happens is during sexual reproduction, the male hypa produces male gametes, female hypa produces female gametes. I'll represent male with a red, female with a blue. Please kindly concentrate here. I'll represent male hypa with a red color, female hypa with a blue color. This is female hypa, this is male hypa. The female hypa, male hypa gets fused. This one is called as a plasmogamy. Female hypa and male hypa will get fused, and hence this formed structure is called as means protoplasm fuses together to form plasmogamy, or cytoplasm fuses. This is called as plasmogamy. As the plasmogamy is formed, then the nucleus starts to fuse. Nucleus starts to fuse. As the nucleus starts to fuse, then it becomes a karyogamy. After karyogamy, fruiting structure called as a ascocarp is produced. What is produced? After fusion of two nucleus, a fruiting body called as means spore releasing body called as ascocarp is produced, within which ascocarps number of ascospores producing asci are present. This one is ascocarp, within which, see here, within which asci are present. Within asci, number of ascospores are present. This ascospores released, and this released spores, when if they are male, they will give rise to male hypa. If they are female, they give rise to female hypa. Hence, they reproduce sexually. They undergo reproduction by the formation of ascospores, or this structure is called as fruiting body called as ascocarp. This ascocarp are of different shapes in different fungi. In some fungi, it is half cup shaped structure, hence it is called as apothecium. In some, it is oval shaped structure, hence it is called as perithecium. In some, it is round, hence it is called as clistothecium. Inside, there are only ascocarps only. Inside there is what? Asci only. Within the asci, ascospores are present, but this fruiting body structure is different. In some it may be cup shaped, in some it may be oval shaped, in some it may be round shaped. If it is cup shaped, it is called as apothecium. It is oval shaped, it is called as perithecium. If it is round shaped, it is called as a clistothecium. Okay, so best example for this is penicillium. Penicillium means the injection which we take for not having infections. It is called as penicillin injection. That is an antibiotic which is extracted from penicillium. Okay. Next one is Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes they are also called as club fungi. Why they are called as club fungi? Because their body resembles a club shaped structure. Club means anything which is growing narrowly, and at the top it becomes bulged. That one is called as club shaped fungi. See here, this is club. Best example for that, this one is mushrooms. Okay, so they are called as club fungi. They are usually multicellular, and they are having cross walls. Here again, the reproduction takes place in a very important way, or very different way. That is, you see here, again here there will be male hypa, female hypa. They produce male gamete, female gametes. This female gametes, male gamete fuses. First, it is called as plasmogamy, and then they undergo karyogamy. After karyogamy, they produce a fruiting body called as basidiocarp. You might have seen this in a mushroom. This rounded structure is called as a basidiocarp. Within this basidiocarp, basidiospores are present. This elongated structures are called as basidiocarp, within which basidiospores are present. This basidiospores undergoes meiosis, and this gets released. When they release, if they are male, they give rise to male hypa. If they are female, they will give rise to female hypa. This is the life cycle of sexual reproduction which is taking place within the Basidiomycetes. Hence, they are called as a Basidiomycetes. Okay, why? Due to the presence of a fruiting body called as basidiocarp. See here, this one is fungal hypa. It has grown. and it has given rise to number of basidium, rounded structure called as basidium, within which basidiocarp is present. Within basidiocarp, basidiospores are present. See here, these are basidiospores. If it gets released, it gives rise to new hypa. Okay, this is about basidiomycetes. Last group is deuteromycetes. Deuteromycetes, it is called as fungi imperfectae. Why? Because its details are not yet clearly discovered or described. Okay, so it is called as fungi imperfecta. Here only sexual asexual reproduction has been discovered. No sexual reproduction has been discovered yet. Okay, no sexual stages have been known, or they are thinking that it is absent, but only it reproduces through asexual reproduction. They are mostly parasites. They are branched hypa. Example is Alternaria trichoderma. For Basidiomycetes, Agaricus ustilago. For Ascomycetes, example is Penicillium. For Phycomycetes, Rhizopus and Phytophthora. This is about kingdom fungi. Next comes importance of kingdom fungi. Economic importance of fungi. Okay, fungi as a food. See here, mushrooms which are used as food. Why? Because they are vegetable source of protein. They are rich source of protein and also vitamins. That too from vegetable. Hence, they are very much used as food. Next one is fungi as medicine. Many antibiotics will be extracted from the fungi. The best one is penicillin. Next one is cephalosporin. These are the two different antibiotics which are extracted from fungi. Next one is very important drug called as ergot. Ergot is a drug which is extracted from Claviceps purpurea. Fungi called as Claviceps purpurea. It stimulates the muscle of the uterus during childbirth. Okay, it is also called as LSD drug. Next one is it. Fungi are used in fermentation process. In fermentation, this fungi are used for the production of alcohols. Production of organic acids like vinegar is with the help of this organisms. Next one is they act as biological control, inhibit the soil borne pathogens and thus control plant diseases. Why? Because they increases the fertility of the soil. Whenever a dead and whenever an organism dies and it falls to the ground, immediately it attacks and starts to undergo decomposition. As it's undergo decomposition, many minerals will get released into the soil, and these minerals will be, the soil will be enriched by these minerals. Hence it increases the fertility of the soil also. These are some of the economic importance of fungi. Next one is last part, that is virus, viroids and lichens. R.H. Whittaker placed all the organisms which are prokaryotic, which are eukaryotic, some are plantae, some are animalia, and based upon their characters, based upon their cellular organization, he placed organisms into different kingdom. But he did not classify these virus, viroids, and lichens into any kingdom. Hence, now also we are studying it separately apart from the five kingdom. Okay, the first one is viruses. Viruses are ultra microscopic. They are not visible through normal microscope. We need electron microscope only to study its feature. Hence, they are ultra microscopic, highly infectious, and multiply only in the host cells. They at any cost, they are called as obligatory parasites, which means they need host for the development of their life cycle. If any host is not present, or if it is any host is not available, it will not complete its life cycle. Hence they are called as obligatory parasites. Outside the host cell, they are like just non-living particles, crystalline particles. When they get into the host, they will be forming a cell-like structure. Okay, they are covered by nucleoprotein, and hence it is called as protein coat. They are very smallest inside, nearly 10 nanometer, and they're highly resistant to antibiotics. No antibiotics can kill them. Next one is best example for virus for our syllabus is TMV virus, tobacco mosaic virus, which causes a disease called as banana bunchy top disease in plants. See here, the leaves gets yellowish in color and starts to undergo drying. Hence, this is called as a banana bunchy top disease caused by a virus called as TMV, tobacco mosaic virus. See, this is the structure of tobacco mosaic virus. Tobacco mosaic virus is having RNA as genetic material. It is spiral in structure. This RNA is surrounded by number of protein units called as capsomeres. number of protein units called as capsomeres. These individual capsomeres are together called as capsid. Individual capsomeres together it is called as a capsid. Okay, so this is the structure of tobacco mosaic virus. Nearly 5% of the entire virus, it is made up of 5 RNA, 95% protein coat. Next important virus which we are going to study is bacteriophages. Anything which is called as phage means virus. Bacteriophage means the virus which attack bacteria. See here, this is a virus. It is attacking the bacteria. Hence, it is called as T4 bacteriophage. T4 phage or bacteriophage are the viruses which attack bacteria. It is having three parts. One is head, neck, and a tail part. Head part, neck. Within the neck there is number of ring-like structures called as collar, and next there is tail fibers. Okay. Head is covered by 2000 capsomeres. Head is made up of 200 capsomeres. Protein unit called as capsomeres. Okay. It is made up of double stranded DNA and it is having 75 genes. Within the DNA of bacteriophage there is 75 genes. Okay. Neck contains 24 springs. Neck contains 24 springs at that is called as collar. At the lower ring there attaches a tail fibers and also there will be a fine pin like structures called as spines. Okay, this is the structure of bacteriophage. Next one is viroids. Viroids are nothing but an organisms which are having just genetic material. RNA as the genetic material. They are not surrounded by any protein coat. If it is surrounded by protein coat, then it is called as virus. If it is not surrounded by any protein coat, just DNA is naked, then it is called as viroids. They are infectious RNA molecules without any protein. They cause a disease called as potato spindle fiber disease. Okay, only this much is enough. Not much details have been given according to your syllabus. That's why I'm detailing very little bit. Then next one is lichens. Lichens are nothing but it is an association of algae and fungi. See here, it is an association of algae and fungi. Here algae and fungi come together, live in close association. They both are which means they both act as friends. They live in one particular area helping each other. Hence it is called a symbiotic association. What happens is algae, fungus which cannot prepare their own food material, hence it absorbs moisture from the atmosphere and it protects the algae from any harmful diseases. And in turn algae provides food. It has the capacity to undergo photosynthesis, right? Hence it synthesizes its food material and it gives to fungus, and hence both are helping each other. Here the algae part is called as phycobiont and fungus part is called as a mycobiont. This is about bacteriophages, viroids, virus, and lichens. Okay.